All right.
Oh yes, Karthik hurting Chennai in the deaths.
Yes. So we are actually waiting for this is the penultimate ball.
Penultimate
Yeah,
ball.
penultimate ball
What has
indeed.
happened is Pretorius apparently has disturbed the stump first before collecting the ball,
Quite clearly, shoulder.
just so that the umpires don't make a blunder, they are checking, rechecking on a consistent basis. So
And
anyway, there has
finally-
been one wrong decision that was overturned thanks to a DRS. So it was pitching outside leg. What?
This has been given out.
This has been given out, and despite checking, rechecking, not rechecking,
Oh, that looks like a weird
Didn't
call.
look clean
It
to
didn't
me.
look out
it
at
didn't
all.
look clean. And so Harshal Patel has got a diamond duck.
I mean, not that it matters because again,
Exactly.
DK
No,
is on
anyway, see,
strike.
they have put Convoy. They reckon it's a direct hit.
That makes no sense. It wasn't a direct hit. It very
Because
clearly.
Conway, why would they would have put Conway / Pretorius. No.
Because I don't think ball hit the stumps.
It didn't.
Did it?
Didn't, no.
It
No.
did.
You can quite clearly see that he was trying to collect it
Exactly.
in balloon and then his shoulder hit. So what sort of a decision is that? How do
So
you?
even a third umpire, after checking the
Multiple
reviews-
times.
exactly.
Yeah. And in this same over, in the first ball, the umpire gave Karthik LBW, but it was again maybe 50.1% pitching outside leg stump. That line.
So this is the last ball.
Last
171
ball.
for 8 and
Good day, okay.
173 for 8 it will end up on, and oh yes, 173 for 8.
yes. So Chennai will need 174
Four.
runs. 174. So Siddharth's expressions in the last over changed quite considerably.
Yes, because
this
as I had said, if Karthik was out, they would have not reached 173, they would have just managed 160, 165 in
Yes,
between.
so perhaps that review that Dinesh Karthik took on the first ball of this final over,
Yes.
it made a difference of 16 runs, 1-6.
Yep.
16 runs. So they started this over, they were 150.
They were 157 for 7.
57 for 7 and now they've posted 173 for 8.
Yes.
So Chennai will have to bat well.
They have to
Yeah.
bat well. Rituraj, Devon, and this time Moin has to fire because Moin is that X factor in that top order. He has to fire at number 3. Then you have Rayudu and Uthappa who can give you that solid base.
I think that what will also depend where Moin will bat. Is it for sure that he's going to bat at number 3?
No, it'll depend on who gets out.
Exactly.
If Conway gets out, he's 3.
Yes.
Exactly.
If Rituraj gets out,
Then it is Robin
Uthappa.
Uthappa.
Uthappa is 3.
they
Uthappa
like
then-
playing left hand, right
Yeah.
hand.
So if it, like you said, so ideally in this kind of a situation, you would want, even if Conway falls, you would want to get Uthappa in because see, you have a leg spinner and a left arm orthodox in the Rajasthan, in the Royal Challengers Bangalore team. So if it's a left hander coming in, they'll get the ball in anyways. And
So just to run you through the scorecard once again, Virat Kohli of course came out to bat with Faf du Plessis. Faf du Plessis came out all guns blazing,
was in that
38
zone.
runs of just 22 deliveries and at one stage he was scoring at his strike rate was around 200,
200.
if
He
not
even
more
ended
than
with
that.
a strike rate of
18
Virat-
runs in that fifth over bowled by
Exactly.
Mukesh Chaudhary.
Exactly, and Virat Kohli once again, can I say characteristic innings?
Yes.
Considering his recent form, yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So 30 runs of 33 deliveries that had 1-6 and 3 fours. So that would be
18 runs.
18 runs he scored in 4 deliveries and for rest of the 29 deliveries he got how many?
12
Just
runs.
12 runs.
12 runs.
Yes.
So 12 runs of 29 deliveries that
And-
he faced besides the boundaries that we're talking about.
And
Anyways,
just the last game we said that, Kohli's strike rate might have cost them 15-20 runs. I think in today's game it would have been the same because if you look, 173 is a pretty good target, but look at that scorecard. Everyone else who got to double figures was striking it at nothing less than 140.
40, yeah.
So it's a good batting deck.
Exactly, and so Maipal Lomro, of course, he got to bat. He got to bat today, and he perhaps, in fact, he made the difference
Yes.
to a great extent. And of course, Dinesh Karthik getting those 16 runs in the last over from Pretorius, and he scored 26 not out of 17 deliveries. But still, I thought that maybe they could have done better with the batting lineup.
Batting
also.
lineup,
You
yeah.
know, somebody who's got a brilliant 50 in the last match, Rajat Patidar.
Yeah.
He was demoted in the batting order.
Yep.
He gets to bat at number
Five.
5. And he got a 50, a quick fire 50 in the last game,
number
batting
3.
at number 3.
Exactly.
So they, in fact, they sent Glenn Maxwell at number 3.
That experiment made no sense.
Maybe they understand that Glenn Maxwell is also a bit rusty. He's not in form. So give him some game time. Give him a cushion of a few deliveries early on. And
Because if RCB's plan was to promote Maxwell to counter the spin factor, remember, he's had a woeful record against Jadeja, dismissed 7 times in T20s against him.
Yeah.
And Moeen was in that zone where he was bowling pretty well. That dismissal of Kohli,
See how much
classic
it's
dismissal.
fun.
I discussed with Rahul.
exactly.
Low dip, the dip turned in and the
Turn was really
dip
good.
and turn. That has always troubled Virat Kohli in the last 2 years. He not only did it in Chennai 2021, he did it even in the series in England,
Southampton.
as well as in the ODIs in Pune at the same venue.
Yes.
So Moeen has got, and how he set him up straight, and then he's troubling him with that length, flighted. Still,
Yes.
he's uncertain. And
Exactly.
what happened? Through the gate, went for the turn, and nervous shot,
Because he was constantly
pressure shot.
And you were not sure basically.
Yes.
You were not sure of whether the ball will turn, where the ball will pitch. So Virat Kohli, it seemed he was a little uncertain, and that has cost him his wicket. Not just as you mentioned, not just in this match, but earlier also in Chennai Test last year, and then even before. In fact, you know, we always talk about James Anderson getting Virat Kohli so many times. This guy, Moeen Ali, has now dismissed Virat Kohli. In fact, in international cricket, he's dismissed Virat 10 times.
Yes.
This is the 11th time that he's dismissed Virat Kohli across formats.
Across formats.
Across formats, he's got him. But anyways, I think still RCB should be reasonably satisfied, because at one stage it seemed to me as if they might just fold up or might end up just scoring those 150 odd runs.
Yep.
But eventually now they have 173 on board, and I'm sure they'll have to bat. They'll have to bat well.
Yeah.
CSK.
Sure.
But again, Shahbaz Ahmed's demotion made no sense.
Somebody who's been getting you runs.
You're sending Wanindu Hasaranga above him. I mean,
No, what could be possible? I'm just trying to find out a logic behind this. So for me, Shahbaz being demoted, Rajat Patidar being demoted, it seemed a little unnecessary. It wasn't required.
in both cases, they were looking to kind of inject some impetus, but the opposite happened. The player got it quickly, and then you're sending in the other player anyway. So I didn't get those decisions.
And also, you know, Mahipal Lomrod, he batted brilliantly today. But still, you know, when he came in to bat, Moeen Ali was bowling at that moment.
Yep.
It was a precarious situation because they were 3 wickets down,
Yeah.
and you know, so it was not a good place to find
Exactly,
yourself at
and
that
an
point.
off spinner is operating. So I am saying you could have sent Rajat Patidar there also at a right hander. And you know, when when Shahbaz didn't come out to bat, I was just trying to understand. You know, usually teams, what they prefer to do is a left-right combination.
Correct.
You know, you already had DK batting there,
Yeah.
and you sent Wanindu Hasaranga, another right-hander.
Yeah.
I'm saying you could have possibly sent Shahbaz Ahmed and Theekshana was bowling at that time, and you knew that he has a few overs left, a couple of overs left at that time, 1 over left. So, and he is confident. He's been getting runs. He has runs under his belt. He's been getting those big boundaries also. You could have actually given him, you know, somebody who's, you could have sent him. Anyways, I think still, and catching again, once again. CSK, what has happened to Chennai Super
I
Kings?
really
Siddharth?
don't know. I mean, see, but compared to the previous games, they caught much better in this match. Jadeja's one drop leaving. I mean, again, I don't know what's the status. I hope he hasn't injured himself pretty badly.
No, did he injure his knee?
I think it was arm because he was holding.
He was
here.
holding it here somewhere. So
made no
I
sense
just
that it
hope
was
that is not. I hope the good news comes that he's fit. But at the end of the day, see, Chennai's catching was much better. Their fielding actually was a little better as compared to previous games. Yes.
Although we would not be saying that if Ruturaj had
Dropped.
that catch, which he almost did.
Almost did, yes.
Second, I think he
I know.
juggled a few times.
What is happening with the Chennai Super Kings' fielding? I really have no idea, because even in previous editions, we know Dad's Army, Dhoni had spoken about the fact that, okay, you had to have, we knew that everybody can't be an athlete. But even then, simple basic catches, not as if they're taking very out of the world catches.
See, what happens actually in situations like this is that it'll often get into your head. Their fielding has been so consistently poor that they're afraid. It's a very normal thing that happens, but you know, because games, the turnover right now is so quick. You're in the business end of the tournament, they need to actually get over that fear soon.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to impact them. Catches win matches, as that old saying goes. And right now they're not actually being very good
Actually,
in the field.
let us look at what is the situation now. 6 out of the 8 wickets, 6 taken by bowlers, 7 taken by bowlers, sorry, 6 have fallen to spin. Theekshana with 3, Moin with 2. And look at Theekshana, 19th over. I told you that Theekshana is not only a power play bowler, he's also a death bowler.
And they saved him for Dinesh Karthik.
Yes.
They saved him for Dinesh Karthik despite the fact that he had bowled his, I think 1 over he bowled in the power play.
Yes.
And then he came back to bowl 1 more and then 2 in the death.
Because what was the ploy? Theekshana was bowling Yorker lengths at Karthik and he couldn't dig him out. He was bowling quicker and the Yorker length to Karthik. That's what, it's a thinking cricketer. He said,
yes, Vignesh, good one. I don't think MST would get fined for overrate this season. We were discussing that. Overrate was beautiful.
Normally, at this time, we would have just been saying what is the situation of the match when it's just gotten over.
No, it's 9-12.
Around
not even be live.
9:20,
we've been live.
28, I've seen, absolutely.
Yeah,
and so we'll have to see, you know, whether that 19th over bowled by Theekshana would be a game changer or the 20th over in which Karthik actually
targeted
16 runs. 16 runs would be a game changer because suddenly, you know, from 155, even a 160 looks a power score. 173 looks a good score, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Looks a good score. So I'm just going to get you some ghee dosa to normal dosa today. Still, Pradeep.
So
why?
So ghee dosa is the analogy.
What I have given is, see, I think we say
catches.
butterfingers, no? I say that they are having a lot of ghee dosas. That's why nothing is sticking in their hands.
Mukesh Chaudhary drops one every game.
Yeah, I think
Without
he's in
fail.
excess of that.
That he's been very consistent with that.
Yeah.
Nothing is saying Mahipal Lomrod was underutilized by Rajasthan Royals last year.
This nothing, by the way, always has something to say.
Something.
And sometimes they're very witty.
Is it a good score or a par score?
I think it's a decent score. It is a decent score.
Would you call it a par score or would you call a good competitive?
No, I think it's a competitive score.
Competitive. Because see, the likes of Shahbaz and Wanindu will be the key on this wicket. Because see, if the opening two of Rituraj and Devon Conway manage to hang in, then Conway will be a bigger threat to Wanindu Hasranga. Leg spin coming in
boom.
and short boundary towards mid wicket. That will be the key.
True. Acha. Ashish, Virat scoring 33 of 33 is not a concern, but his struggles at the wicket is. Reality of sports. Reflexes are slow and you can't change that.
Rahul, do you think the comment by Mohammad Asif really holds true with each passing day? That he's a bottom-handed player, maybe he can't get that old touch back?
That, trust me, that is something that even Kapil Dev had also mentioned.
Ages back?
Yeah, he had also mentioned. And also, you know, you have to realize that Virat has not developed more shots.
Yes.
You know, he had a few number of shots, some, in fact, not few, but a lot of shots. But now he refrains himself from scoring a few shots. You know, that flick to mid wicket, say, so those, and he is not developed. See, Dinesh Karthik, for example, he is a 360-degree player.
Yes.
And what happens with, see, Virat doesn't sweep. Have you seen him?
No, he doesn't.
Very rarely you would see him. So basically, he has not added to added strokes to his armory. Maybe
If you're talking classic Kohli shot, what? It's that one down the ground or that punching off drive.
Yes.
Those are the shots you associate.
And remember, in 2014 Adelaide, when a short ball from Nathan Lyon, he pulled it up in the air. He was caught at mid wicket that cost him that match. He's not gone up in the air ever since that knock.
Yeah, he's not looking for aerial shots at
Yes,
this point.
he's not.
Just not.
But 30 of 33 actually
is a struggle.
Yes.
No two ways about it. It's not just and the fact is I think you're pointing out two different points which are actually interlinked. He's struggling because, and I don't think it's reflexes, I think it's confidence. I've been saying it for
that's
ages.
absolutely
It's an
right. That's
absolute
absolutely right.
lack of confidence that he's unsure, he's prodding,
Yes.
he's walking, he's running. There's just his mind is all over.
Towards
the
the
place.
fag end of Sachin Tendulkar's career, you saw bowlers, the same Nathan Lyon 2013 Chennai got the ball to dip, turn through the gate, bowled. Same is happening with
But you
Virat.
know, Sachin also had to cut down on a lot of shots.
Lot of shots,
but
yes.
he developed also.
Yes.
He developed a few shots just to prolong his career throughout his career. In fact, if I am not wrong, I know 98 he scored 1200s, 99 he scored 800. So 20 hundreds in a span of 24 months.
Yep.
Now, another year, I think 800s he got in 2008, if I am not wrong.
2010, I guess, in that.
Quite possible.
2010, because
He scored
1,500 runs in that season he scored.
He scored 800s.
Yes.
So, I'll agree with you that it's the lack of confidence. You know, he is a little circumspect against spinners now. And it may happen, it happens to the best of players. But, we thought that last time, I personally thought that, he may not have looked the best when he got that 50. But important thing was that he spent a lot of time at the crease. He played 51 deliveries. So, I think maybe that would have helped his confidence. But today, how we are dissecting his innings. So, he got 3 4s and 1 6. So, that amounts to 18 runs.
18 runs.
18 runs. Virat got 33 of 33.
Yeah.
30 of
30 or
33.
32.
30
Or
of 33.
32. Yeah.
33 deliveries.
And in that, I would be tempted to remove 1-4 out. Why? Because Simarjeet, wide outside of, went flashing at it, pass slip. That same weakness.
Yes.
That weakness which we thought he had eliminated, but early in the season when Umesh Yadav was, and he's
Yes.
still being a threat in the power play, what was he doing?
Dushman the
Just getting
Chamira.
Getting it to hang out there, and he'll just.
In fact, first 2 matches, I think Virat got out in the same fashion.
Yeah.
He just
Dushman
trying
the
to-
Chamira against LSG, wide outside off, hit it straight to point. And full ball by Janssen, just outside off, edged directly to slip where Williamson had placed him there. So there is that weakness plus the lack of confidence, double whammy for Virat.
See, the weakness, the problem is that right now, because it's a lack of confidence and it's a double-edged sword here and it's a never-ending cycle,
I know.
that weakness has re-exposed. Why? Because there's no confidence, because there's no form. Previously, if he was confident enough, he'd either leave that or he'd slash hard enough at it that it wouldn't matter. Now, it's again that maybe I should play, maybe I should not play, but in that maybe moment is just taking the edge, and that's it.
You just, it's a scope of maybe a fraction of second. Fraction of a
Karthik
second.
M makes a good point. Virat doesn't play the sweep. That's why Mohin was not afraid to toss it up.
Yes.
He knows he's not going to go for that shot. He'll look to defend him.
Yes, or either he'll drive or he'll. I thought Virat, because if you see that replay again, I thought he was trying to turn it to maybe long on, wide long on, somewhere there, and but we've seen him being dismissed in the same fashion.
And that's the concern, is that every time you try and look at positives, it's the same old
You
story.
learn from your mistakes, but unfortunately, people have been dismissing Virat in the same manner. Fast bowler, getting him out, bowling wide outside off stump, and Virat is just trying to drive him through the covers or somewhere, finds...
You said not learning from mistakes. I mean, you just have to look at Tendulkar 2004 Sydney. Was getting out on the cover drive edge. He just eliminated that
He
shot.
just said, I won't play it. I won't play it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rahul Kumar saying, could CSK have a resurgence like KKR last year and reach the final?
He would sure hope so.
In
I don't see
Thala,
that.
we believe.
In Thala,
We believe, and he shall.
all the CSK fans.
Anyway, see, even if they play party poopers to 3-4 teams also,
It's also good.
It's great. Considering the start
They are
that
the
we have
defending
had.
champions, Siddharth.
Yes.
They are the defending champions. You are underestimating your own team.
We
You
don't
are saying that they
underestimate.
will be
See,
party
it's a-
poopers. He is not saying
It
that.
is a simple thing. Let people talk. Let them keep on talking. In the end, we CSK fans will have the ultimate laugh.
Ultimate laugh.
Yes.
Abhi, you are saying that they'll turn out to be party
No,
poopers.
he's talking about long term. No, next year maybe he thinks they'll be in contention again. See,
You know,
that's
but I think if there is a situation when there are 3-4 teams that are actually vying for that one spot, maybe in case there is a situation
one
when there
at
is
most 2
only-
spots.
So at that point in time, and if CSK is also in the hunt, I think a lot of team would think that CSK might just go through. Why? Because they have the experience.
Yeah.
Trust me. And now they found their team, they found their combination somehow. Maybe and this batting lineup doesn't look bad by the
Yeah,
way.
if
No,
I know
Devon
Dhoni's calculation, if I just
Devon
know Dhoni's calculation, he knows I'm only fighting for 3rd and 4th spot. So I will plan and make my this thing according to that. So can't count out Dhoni's calculation. He knows I've got one eye in the playoffs. Okay, even if I lose, no problem. I will at least ensure I spoil other parties, and some mathematical miracle like it happened in 2012. If it can happen,
Shahbaz
great.
first over.
Oh, Shahbaz opening, of course.
Yep.
They looked
They
at
have
right
to.
the spin.
They have to because
By 11th, 12th over, they would have bowled out their 5th bowler. If they are actually doing well, if they do well.
Yeah.
In case CSK is doing well, then they might have to go back to their frontline bowlers.
In fact, last game, I think it was Maxwell who was opening the bowling.
Yeah.
So that's also a ploy that they go to a lot.
I think they will open, but again, Maxwell left right hand. I don't think they'll want to risk him.
No, and the problem with Maxwell is he has one ploy. He'll go right arm round to the right-handers and fire it in. If he
Yeah.
gets hit, there's no plan B.
There's
That's
no
the
plan
problem.
B. Yep. Conway has to do it today. He has to give Ruturaj a support. Remember, Ruturaj.
He has to do it, huh?
He has
He
to do
did it last.
Only
Every
one
match
game.
you want him to do well.
Of course.
Anyway.
Conway is like that freakish New Zealand guy who comes once in a generation.
That is just South African.
Yeah, born in South Africa, out playing for luckily the Black Caps.
They're
Yeah.
also taking up the what do you call England model.
Yeah, Wagner is from South Africa.
No,
He
but they
plays-
are not taking it was Conway who decided that
Yeah.
I've had enough. I'm not getting any opportunity
In
here in
South
South
Africa.
Africa.
Yep.
He moved to New Zealand, got lucky actually. Got lucky because he wasn't supposed to play
Yeah.
those games that he eventually
matched
did play.
Ganguly with a century on debut at Lords, but made it even better with 200 on debut.
Exactly.
And 50 in that World Test Championship
Yes.
final
Yes.
when no one else had gone past 50.
Yes. Virat scored 49.
49 and 13.
And Rahane also got
Rahane made 49, Kohli made 44.
44. And
Both
that-
times dismissed by Jameson.
but that to yaar,
Come on!
Short.
Maplai, that is the best way. He's our new son-in-law, no? Chennai's new son-in-law.
He got married recently.
He got married, no? That's why he left the bio bubble.
No, I know that. I
Yeah.
know.
So in Tamil, son-in-law is called Maplai.
But technically, wouldn't if you're looking at it that way, wouldn't Glenn Maxwell be also up there?
Exactly.
'Cause
He's
he
our
married a
Tamil Nadu, but he's playing for the
Arre, playing but he
opposition.
has a wife. His wife.
wife
Vinny
is
Raman.
of
Vinny
South
Raman
Indian,
is a
is it?
Tamilian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying Conway's wife, is she a Tamilian?
Nah.
No.
Then?
Technically, it's
since
Maxwell
he's,
then.
since he's playing for Chennai
Oh,
Super King, no, pitching
Oh, this is
outside.
close, this is close, this
Pitching
is close.
outside.
They might
like
just
that.
They might
review
be.
it.
This is close. He was.
No.
But you could
pitching
see the
outside
stump.
like this.
Exactly,
So-
and all three stumps.
Yeah.
All three stumps.
So yes, Glenn Maxwell is also our Tamil Mappalai legally.
In
Conway
technical
is
terms,
just for fun.
Plus, they were celebrating with all full Tamil style. They were doing the reception and all.
Yeah. And the invitation
Oh, they
card was
didn't
also
review?
in Tamil.
Very interesting.
No, they didn't. It was pitching outside leg.
No, see,
Come on, Maplai, come on.
Marpley. That's the new name that Siddharth has just found out.
For Devon Conway.
Devon Conway.
Devon
Yes.
Conway.
But see-
Anyways, the first over has.
Been bowled and my god,
yeah, nine. They've scored.
And predictions, I stay with it. Chennai Super
Yeah, I
Kings
still
are going
maintain
to
it's a
win.
Chennai win.
how much did you say they'll score?
I said 155.
I said 165. That was fairly close. If you rule out that DK over, they were getting there.
I was also close in the DK over, but yeah, 2 sixes. Pretorius, thank you for making me ensure my streak is 0 to 48 now.
Anyways, guys, we'll be back post match. Hopefully with a.
With the Chennai win. See, I really doesn't bother me, but I think they will.
Dhoni and Thala, we believe. In Maplai, we love.
Does it become interesting if Chennai wins today?
It does because Bangalore, not only does it keep Chennai alive, but it also puts Bangalore on like, very shaky ground.
Yeah, it
Very
almost
shaky
dries
ground.
their end of the Kaveri up, so that's good.
and also this is going to be this is their 11th game, so they'll
Exactly.
be left
So
with
11 games,
just 3
10
games.
points, they can only get to 16, but with a horrible net run rate. So
This
they
is the
like,
guy.
Oh, yes.
Hazelwood to
Hazelwood.
Ruturaj.
Hazelwood. Anyways, ladies and